Hello, STEM Academy. This video is being made for the incoming freshmen, the class of 2024. I want to introduce you to some of the things with the STEM Academy and make sure you know what's going on. Normally, we would hold this meeting live and invite everybody to come and do question and answer session and all that kind of stuff. But know that we'll still do questions and answers. But I'm going to try to provide you this message virtually so that you're prepared for what's coming. Okay. My name is Shane Berry. I am the STEM Academy coordinator, and I'm the one you've already heard from and submitted applications to and all that good stuff. And so I'm going to update you on what we've got going on. So looking here, August 2020, we're looking at the freshman introduction, and I'm going to run through this presentation. This will be shared on the STEM Academy website as well, and I'll show you how to access that in case you need it for future reference. First, welcome. We're happy to have you. We're excited about this coming school year. It's going to be very different, but we're going to make it work. This is going to serve as that introduction, as I mentioned, and it's going to be very interesting. So as things happen, please feel free to ask any questions that you have. You'll do that by sending me an email. That's just the quickest method for turnaround. If it's something more in depth and it does require a conversation, I will be able to call you if necessary. But just because of the volume of questions that often come in, I try to answer via email first. And my email is sberry, it's Berry with an A, at wcpss.net. I will send out emails by class as the school year progresses so that you are updated on everything that's going on. That's going to be really important this year. So if you are not signing or getting emails and have not gotten any from me so far, I need you to sign up with this link here. It's on the Academy website, and I'll show you where to do that in just a second to make sure that you're on the email list. Now, that being said, you need to know where the STEM Academy website is. I put the full link here in case anybody needs to write it down from this. It is also linked on the Athens Drive website, so you'll be able to access it there as well. And if we go over to that real quick, if you go to the Updates tab, there is a link right here where you'll be able to click that link right there. It'll bring you to a little form, and you'll be able to share information with me to make sure that we can get you on that email list if you're not there already. Okay. Now, to expand on that a little bit, this is where that presentation will be found, the one that I'm going over right now. If you need it, I'm going to upload this as a YouTube video as well, so you'll be able to see that too in case you need to come back to this also. Okay. And then Twitter, we have updates available on Twitter. It is at Athens STEM. Yes, 2 S's in the middle, so be careful with that, please. And that will bring you to something like this right here, where we have our updates as they happen, and we've had quite a number of things shared here. So know that you can follow that for Academy updates as well. All right, from there, I want to talk about student expectations and what is overall expected for STEM Academy students. First, there is a STEM student contract that students are expected to complete and submit. Now, obviously, handing those in person is going to be difficult right now. So what I'm going to say is I expect all incoming freshmen to follow everything put out in the student contract immediately when the school year starts. So please make sure you're reading through that. But once we get in person, we'll talk about how to submit those and how to properly get all that to me. Please do not email them to me, or I will end up with too many emails to read. Hang on to that stuff for now, but know that that link will take you here. And this goes through all of the things that are expected. We have recently stopped doing STEM portfolios, specifically because they are now done through Wake County as a whole. So A no longer holds true, but the rest of these are all things that are expected of STEM Academy students. You will go to this and then make a copy, and then you'll be able to save that yourself so that you know what's going on. Replace this with your name and your graduation year. You'll need to initial all of these lines, and you and your parent will need to sign down here at the end. And you see I've already signed this as well, and we'll date it when it's submitted to me so that I know that you put it in and got it in on time. Okay? So that's number one there, student contracts. We expect everybody to be held to a high standard. Next, we need to talk about STEM points, and that is mentioned on the student contract as well. But this is how we measure involvement in STEM Academy activities. So you'll get a STEM point when you come and do something related to STEM. So typically we award 1 per regular event, and I'll get to what non-regular events are in just a second too. But you'll be logged in and you'll be able to sign up and say that you were there. If you ever have issues with that, please let me know as soon as you have an issue, making sure that you're present. Class projects are another expectation. Each year, students will complete class projects, and I'll expand upon this in a little bit too, but they are aimed at STEM Academy themes, and this is one of the big things as to how we put your education in the STEM community, STEM Academy to practice. And then Symposium is where we present all of those projects at the end of the year. Also very, very important. I'll expand on that too. Students will also pick a STEM pathway. A good way to think about this is like when you major in something. So I have an engineering degree from NC State, as you can see right here. And I haven't just graduated from in the College of Engineering, but specifically civil engineering. And that's my best example there as to what a STEM pathway is. Now, as freshmen, you do not need to be signed up. And quite frankly, you shouldn't be signed up for a STEM pathway yet. We want to have you move through the things your freshman year and matriculate as people do in college as well. So I'm going to go ahead and say as freshmen right now, I will get you info later on in the year about STEM pathways. Please don't even ask yet. You're not ready quite yet. And we will get that information to you as we get to that correct point there. Okay. So not something you need to worry about at all right now. The STEM curriculum, I highly suggest you switch over at some point to the STEM Academy website and check out the STEM curriculum tab because it highlights in a little more depth everything that we do as expectations and that we want you to get from your education. And you see, y'all have filled out the Academy application and you're in as freshmen now and sophomores, juniors, seniors, and you see how all of this kind of fits together. These mentioned cohorted classes are the ones that you must take a STEM section of. Now, there are a number of other classes that will try to get you in with STEM Academy students too, but when it's a cohorted section, it is with a dedicated STEM Academy teacher, and there should only be STEM Academy students in those classes. And it's because they do a lot of things specific to what we do in the STEM Academy. So like your English papers for each of those will be based on your research papers, will be based on STEM Academy related items, and things like that are done there, right? And you'll see again what needs to be done, our engineering design process, and then there's information on pathways. But again, this is being updated based on courses available and quite a number of items. Please, we're going to hold STEM pathway items until later on in the year. Going back here to STEM professionals, we bring guest speakers in, and it's important to note right here in the fall semester. So the fall semester, most of STEM students' exposure to STEM items is through guest speakers. We bring in professionals from all sorts of STEM careers. You see right here up at the top, Duke Energy. This was an NC State professor at the bottom, and we bring a ton of people in and provide students opportunities to see this. They earn STEM points by attending, and you'll be able to see this on the STEM events tab. Now, I'm going to remove this because this is going to be done a little bit differently this year, and I'll get that information out to you once I contact all my STEM professionals, but obviously we can't do these in person. So this goes through what STEM points are and how that all works. That number that's 15 there that's required for each year is based on the number of STEM speakers. So that might change year to year. Once we have a full schedule, I'll let you know exactly what the expectation there is. But you see everything that's going on. A lot of this was done in the auditorium, but that's not going to be the case this year. But there are many opportunities for this type of stuff. Students will be assigned a STEM ID and will be able to check how many STEM points they have on this tab as well. Okay, so that STEM ID will come at a later time. You don't have that yet. You're not supposed to have that yet. No problems there. I will get those to you once they are all assigned to everyone. All of these items will also be updated on the Updates tab, which hopefully makes sense. And if you scroll down here, you'll see a calendar. So each time something's available, it will be on the calendar also. And if you ever want to check out the Athens STEM feed on Twitter, it's here too in case you are not on Twitter. Okay, so all that will be there. These are going to be held through Google Meet until further notice, because again, clearly we can't meet in person. And I'm working on methods to work with both Plan B students, Virtual Academy students, as to how all of this will work. So once I have that full plan set together, you'll get an email with all that information, I promise, and it should include your STEM IDs as well. Moving on there to class projects. If you go to the Symposium tab on the website, you'll see where these are. So the Symposium tab here. Again, this website is everything really that we use for our academy, so please bookmark this. Make sure you have this for future reference. But the student contract is also linked there. Last spring, we had to do this virtually. So if you click on this right here, it will take you to last year's Symposium, and it goes through everything that it was and all of the different projects for different students. The projects are posted on these pages, and their actual outputs are here as well. All right, so it's been a little bit slow loading, but the projects they actually did, we all posted here, and students came and viewed projects here as opposed to viewing them in person. I don't know what that will look like this year. It might look something like this, it might not, but if nothing else, you can view the projects here and a quick outline of what it is. So the freshman project, sophomore, junior, and then the seniors have quite a bit more freedom to choose what they want once they get to that point. And really what we're trying to do is provide students with a lot of structure in their freshman project and then a developing amount of freedom and choice in what they do their projects on as they move through. And so you can see all of that kind of outlined here if you're curious at this point. From there, some other items that are on the website. We do have an advisory board. There's a link to that there. And so parents, if you're interested in being a part of that and supporting the STEM Academy, that would be fantastic. The one note I want to make on that here is we don't receive any extra funding to do this. So if you are interested in literally funding your students' careers, check out the advisory board. That's the best way to support that type of stuff. We do have a solar array now. So we have a big solar panel on the walk up to the Media Center. That was done by the STEM Academy. An ex-student wrote a grant. We raised a bunch of money for it. And so you can see all of the information on that here. We're having a couple issues with some of the outputs and showing how much energy is produced. So if this link doesn't work, I'm working on getting it fixed right now. But you can see some of the output day by day here, the videos that's past capstone class put together explaining it, the specifics of the actual solar panels, all that information is available there on the solar array tab. We do have some other special programs, including a FIRST robotics team that's very, very successful. So if anyone's interested in that, please let me know. We also do a special program through the Crayola color cycle where we recycle markers here that are used, and they actually turn them into fuel. So more information about that is available too. Your STEM teachers can be seen here as well. And so there is all of your STEM teachers and what they teach. We're updating that with some of our new teachers, so that'll be updated here very shortly as well. And finally, that last tab on there is student feedback. We have past graduates that have either given some sort of communique or uploaded a quick video explaining how it was that their STEM careers were very helpful for them in the future. So, or their STEM education, excuse me. So that's all available on the website as well. And I just want to make sure you know that that's where you can really find pretty much everything that you need for the STEM Academy. There are some things that are still up in the air. And again, this is going to be a very crazy semester. Please realize that, and we will update you as quickly as we can. So I'm sure you have lots of questions based on the things that I've said. But due to the chaos in the world right now, I don't have all of the answers. If I did, I would be doing much more than just running the STEM Academy and teaching AP Physics. Know that I will update you. Okay, you will get emails periodically from me as items develop, as you need information. I will share that. So if you're thinking, oh, I need this piece of info, by all means, feel free to email me. But it's likely going to be coming out soon if you actually need that information and it hasn't been shared yet. But do please feel free to ask questions, as I am always happy to answer them. I ask typically that you give me a 24 to 48 hour turnaround on emails. And if it's something very specific, I can set up a call with someone if we need to do that as well, or a Google Meet with students or whatever else might be necessary there. My job really is to support all of y'all. But know that I will update you as soon as I know. And so if you haven't heard something from me, I probably don't have a good answer for it. I want to make sure to say, welcome to the ADN family. Okay, so as your incoming freshmen, and that's not just y'all in the STEM Academy, but everybody, all incoming freshmen, you are now part of Athens Drive Nation. That's what ADN stands for, and that's what we typically refer to each other as. And this really is a family here. So know that your career in education will continue and hopefully be successful as part of the STEM Academy. Welcome to ADN, and look forward to working with you.